What is up, everybody? Um, I don't really have anything for, anything, to be honest. I don't know what to do. I am going to be, I'm going to create another thing, Majiggy, right here, but so far it's just going to be stream starting soon, because I haven't created anything. But let me know in the comment section if, what you want to see on the stream. Because it can be literally anything, I'm not joking. If it's not wrong doing inappropriate, you get my point. You get my point. Skibbity. Okay, that is okay. Anyway, guys, I'm celebrating my new. I'm gonna be getting my new drop. Um, for uh, what should I say? I'm getting a new rap about uh the Kid Rich Star. It's gonna be a new rap, so I hope you guys can see that. I can't read comments right now. Okay, yeah, now I can. Now I can, but you get the point. You get the point. I have no idea what you guys want, so yeah. Lay down in chat. Here, I'm actually gonna create a poll, I think. I don't think I can create. Hold on. Alright, done. Okay, anyway, guys. I am making a thingy magiggy here. So you have something to look at. Creating a thing here. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I have no idea what to do on this stream. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm gonna start soon. Meanwhile, watch this, or not watch, but like listen to the calming music. Yippee! Alright guys, what's up? I just changed the screen, so now we are just chatting, and I am officially ready to start. So, um, I'm going to, I'm gonna be, talking to my friend real quick to see. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be doing some gaming, in a little bit. Well, this category is underneath entertainment, but maybe we'll do some game. Maybe I'll play Minecraft. Ooh, maybe. Maybe I'll stream Minecraft. But anyway, yeah. Let me know what y'all want. What were you guys like? Hey. All right. So yeah, I need some internet here. I'm just gonna just check. Give me a second. Let me get the live chat in here fixed. Guys, I'm trying to see what that says. It says disabled or something like that. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. Okay, it's disabled for some reason. Okay. Guys, low key. Guys, low key for a minute. I'm just gonna be chatting for most of the stream, most likely. I have no idea where anybody's at. I mean, nobody's like, you know, actually chatting in chat, which, come on. This is a live stream. This is what you were supposed to be doing. Is chatting. Yippee. Uh, so let's start with some of my videos that are upcoming. You guys should look forward to. One of them is gonna be a rap album. It's literally the kid Richter. It's about me donating to people such as like, guys, if you would please give me a second. Something just hit my floor really hard and I'm gonna go see what that is. Okay, we're fine. Yo, what is up, Henry? What is up, Henry? What is going on, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, Henry? The stream is very, very, very delayed. So, oh, we got 3 people in here. Nice, 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 nice. What's up, Henry? So yeah, game plan. Rap album coming soon. This is gonna be the Kid Rusher. Yeah, maybe a Gorilla Tag Manhunt video. There's gonna be a Gorilla Tag video actually upcoming. Um, so yeah, pretty much whatever you want. I'm just gonna listen to the stream real quick just to make sure. Maybe a Gorilla Tag Manhunt video. Okay, yeah, we got it. We're good, we're good, we're good. So yeah, what's been going on, Henry? What's up? I do need some moderators, but if you stick around, I stream once a week maybe. So if you guys just, hang around. So right now, Henry, you're the only one who typed in chat. Congratulations. Want a cookie? Anyway, yeah, there's gonna be lots of stuff that's gonna happen. Thank you guys so much for over 6,000 subscribers. I don't know where I would be right now if I didn't have that. I'm so close to 7,000. I have 6,000. I'm like, oh my god, it's my goal. Yeah, but I just want to be chatting. I'm gonna get some of my friends in here. Just like, apparently I just got disconnected for a second. Oh my god, I don't know what is going on, but I think I'm threatened. I think I just got threatened. Okay, is that racist? No, not racist. Is that like, I don't know. Yeah, yo chat, what game should we play? Okay, just donated. What the? I could, you know what would be good? If I reacted to, uh, Adashi's content. You guys want that? I can't start a poll for some reason, but you guys want to, do Adashi's content? Look at the thingy. Got the things. Things. Alright, let's review Adashi's content. Okay. Alright guys, I'm gonna go react to Adashi's content, so if you would give me just a second, pull up his channel. Look him up real quick, because he is a good friend of mine, and we're just gonna do a react video. Okay, just go to his channel. Please don't play. Alright. Alright, you guys should be seeing this. I'm gonna wait till I see the screen change. Okay, just waiting. There we go, okay. Anyway, guys. Go subscribe to him. Come on. He's verified. And he has 400,000 subscribers. Almost 1,000. And I only have 6,000. I have so close to his videos. But yeah. Me looking at his most popular short. I was the one who got him streaming again, so you can thank me later. Okay. What is this one? He was so close, funny challenge. 100,000 views.
Oh my goodness. You gotta get him. You gotta get him. He's blinded. You gotta get him. Please, Sam.
I was here for the stream. Yo, I was here for the stream too. I remember this, but I was here for the stream.
Please. please. Come on, Sam. No.
People underestimate how fast fish can actually swim, and they actually have like a bird's eye view, kind of. They can't really see behind them, but as soon as something feels them, they're also slippery, slimy, so they can just, you know.
He's right there. He's right there. He's right there. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's blinded. He's blinded. He's blinded. He's blinded. Come on. No, he's not. Don't listen to Max. Max doesn't know. Come on. Come on, got that fish. Just throw him up. Slide him across. No!
Yeah, he is not good at catching fish whatsoever. But close enough. Let me put my chat right there. Okay. Let's go react to videos. Law by Mike. Should we go look at Law by Mike? Let's go react to Law by Mike. Let's go.
Today I'm busting the craziest legal myths, like smashing a car window to save a dog, escaping prison and not being charged for it, and legally burying someone in your own backyard.
Who would bury someone in their own backyard? Like, if it was like a loved one, I would, like, maybe, but like, why? There's like no point. Why do that?
Before we get to the weirdest laws of all, we're starting with the most common myths right here at the police station.
Just tell us it was you. We found your fingerprints at the scene.
One of the most common legal myths people believe is that police can't lie, but they can.
Yeah, they can lie during investigations, right? We'll see.
And they do.
Your buddy in the other room already talked.
Police are trained to lie during interrogations to get you talking. They'll say your friend confessed, they have your fingerprints, or things will go easier if you just talk. Myth number 2, asking for a lawyer makes you look guilty. It doesn't. Talking without one, that's what actually gets people in trouble. Unless I'm under arrest, I'd like to leave, or I want a lawyer.
All right. Say what you want. There's nobody in the room.
Even if the police leave the room, always remember, the recording never stops. They're also not required to tell you you're being recorded. Myth 6, if you're in an interrogation room, you have to stay. Unless you're arrested or detained, you're free to leave. Just ask, am I free to go? If they say yes, get up and walk out. But there are way more legal myths I have to show you, like whether you can legally turn around at a DUI checkpoint.
Hold on. How do you get into an investigation? In the first place, like, how do you get into an investigation and then say, "Oh yeah, you're free to go"? But if you were the one who was guilty, why are they? I am so confused. Also, look at the little puppy.
If you're allowed to smash a car window to save a dog, and whether flipping off a cop can get you arrested.
See, I don't think flipping off a cop is illegal, guys. My computer's low, so let me grab a charger. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think that flipping off a cop is illegal, right? Let me turn up my volume quick. I just need to do this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that flipping off a cop is like super legal. Sorry, I was just watching my stream just to make sure.
A lot of people believe that if you're given a speeding ticket, you have to pay it no matter what.
No, I don't. What?
But
No.
if the police officer makes a serious mistake on it, like the wrong date, plate number, or location, or the officer doesn't show up in court, you can sometimes get the ticket dismissed. Next is where people really mess up. They believe that signing a ticket is an admission of guilt, but really it just means you agree to show up in court. In some states, refusing to sign a ticket could get you arrested.
Can I see your license and registration?
This is another big myth. A lot of people believe that when a police officer asks for your ID, you don't have to show it. But that's only true in certain situations.
Give me your ID. Come on.
If you're walking and the officer doesn't have reasonable suspicion you've committed a crime, then you usually do not have to show ID. But if you're driving your car and get pulled over, every state requires you to show your license.
What's in the trunk? Can I search your car?
Police generally can't search your car without your permission, a warrant, or probable cause, like smelling alcohol. I don't
Permission, a warrant, and smelling alcohol. Isn't there... Hold on. Are available and released. So, yeah. That's gonna be something to explain to the cops when you get pulled over.
don't consent to a search of my car.
All right, he got me. Here you go. Have a nice day.
Oh, there's a DUI checkpoint up ahead. It's a place where police officers check to see if drivers are under the influence. I've seen people argue that police have to post the exact location of DUI checkpoints online. That's not always true. In states like California, they're supposed to give advance notice about checkpoints, but it's not required. And in states like Iowa, DUI checkpoints are banned entirely. What most people don't realize, you can legally turn around before a checkpoint, as long as you follow traffic laws. One of the most common myths that I see online is that it's illegal to flash your headlights to warn other drivers about the police. But it's often legal. Courts treat it as protected speech under the First Amendment. But certain states have restrictions on when and how you can flash your headlights, so check your local laws. But one of the wildest things people don't realize is that in a real emergency, a police officer can legally take your car. Okay. It's rare, but if they're chasing a possible suspect or in an emergency, there's no law stopping them. Next, most people know you legally have to stop at a stop sign. But what about if the stop sign...
Wait, what if they... Hold on. If the cop can take your... If the cop can take your car out, take you out of the car, and you're on the floor, what if you get hurt? Like, is that still legal? Lobby Mike, please see this. Oh my god, I need so many questions. So, like, the cop throws them out and they get hurt. Is it the cop's fault or no one's fault? Cause isn't that assault if somebody... Cause what if they was chasing, but he gets hurt? Isn't that Grand Theft Auto? Right? I don't know, I'm probably speaking Japanese now, oh my god.
is on private property. Well, unlike public stop signs, there usually isn't a law that forces you to stop. Though not stopping could lead to a crash, which means you could be sued. Another myth, that flipping off a cop will get you arrested. It's actually protected under the First Amendment. But just because it's legal doesn't mean it's a good idea, and it can lead to a lot more trouble. If you're rescuing a dog trapped in a hot car, in some states you can break the window. It's called a Good Samaritan or hot car rescue law. But you should always check your state laws, confirm the doors are locked, call emergency services, and make sure the animal's in real danger.
He's in real danger.
We saved him.
Nice job. But now I'm gonna show you what your school can and can't legally do.
Hey, you!
This is coming to me, so if this ever, like, bro, okay, we'll see.
Right now, give me that bag.
Wait, no, don't you need a warrant for that?
Hold on!
Most teachers think they can just search your bag, but the truth is they can't. Teachers need reasonable suspicion you're breaking a law or school rule.
I'm going through your bag.
No.
They can't just demand to look through your stuff.
Well,
Fine, but you're staying after class.
Mike, is that even legal?
So, it is legal. I hope I guess this right, because I'm just trying to be a genius right now. I think it's legal, but yeah, I think it's legal if you have nothing else and you get the parents' consent. So if you're not, but you can legally leave. They can't force you to stay, except you could get in more trouble, like suspension, in-school suspension, something like that. But if you like mess up, if you just walk out while you have that, it could lead you into even more trouble. Because I got ISS one time, and guess what? I just whispered to myself, oh, I dropped my pencil. And guess what? The teacher yelled at me just saying, you can't be talking in ISS. And I'm like, alright. Okay then. You know, so.
Teachers can't physically block students from leaving except in rare emergency situations. That could be false imprisonment.
Fine.
But you should know if you do leave, you could get worse punishments, like suspension.
All right, thanks, Mike.
I tried. A lot of people don't realize that schools can punish you for stuff you post online, even if it's posted outside of school. But only if it causes a big disruption at school or targets a student or teacher. That's why you should always think twice before posting online. Oh, and while schools can't randomly drug test the entire student body, they can randomly drug test you if you participate in school-sponsored extracurricular activities, like chess club, debate, or sports. And while we're on the topic of schools, most people assume spanking is outlawed, but some states still allow it. I know it's weird. This next set of laws, they control what you can do in and around your own home. Whoa, this house has booby traps. Building traps that could hurt someone is illegal. Even if the intention is to prevent break-ins, the law doesn't allow traps that could hurt someone just to defend property. What's even crazier is that if someone trespasses on private property and gets injured, like falling into an uncovered hole that the owner knew about, the trespasser can sue the owner. Most people think they're informed.
What? If someone falls in, they can sue the house owner. What if there's a warning? Let's see.
But what they're really seeing is outrage, fear, and whatever gets clicks. That's why I partnered with Ground News. It's a website and app built by a former
Okay, this is not sponsored, by the way, so I'm just gonna jump ahead past it.
Same story, different spin. Which brings me here to the sidewalk. Most people assume the sidewalk in front of their house belongs to them, but in most places, it's actually public property and owned by the city. However, even though you don't own the sidewalk, local laws may still make you responsible for keeping it safe, like shoveling snow and clearing ice. I also love their blind spot feed. It shows stories one side barely covers. Like
Still
this
not
article
over,
on
guys.
Harvard
The ad
suing
is still
over
not
frozen
over.
research grants. Right-leaning outlets ran it. Left-leaning barely mentioned it. That gap matters if you want the full picture. Next, some areas require a permit for garage sales because doing too many can make it look like you're running an unlicensed business.
Is there such thing as a limit on garage sales? Like, what if you just don't sell enough in one day and you keep doing it over and over and over again until you actually have nothing left? That's still illegal.
Right now, you can get unlimited access to global news coverage with the Ground News Vantage
Not
plan. I'm giving you
sponsored by me.
40% off, so $5 a month, but only through my link. Go to my link, ground.news/lawbymike
Yeah, go
in
see
the
Law by
description
Mike.
or pinned comment, or scan the QR code to subscribe. Don't miss out.
Let's go love
In
it.
some places, kids need a permit to sell things like lemonade, cookies, or
You know what's crazy? Is that you actually need it, like, imagine saying or shutting down a kid's lemonade stand that's like 4 years old. They're selling lemonade just to make money, and then they don't get a permit, and somebody just like drop kicks their sound like, you need a permit for this, like, you know? So
or crafts. Some cities have become more relaxed about this, but in others, those stands can still get shut down.
Oh man.
But don't worry,
That's
I
me,
already
bro.
got you a permit.
Yay!
Now let's go inside. A lot of people think their landlords always need permission to enter their home, but in
So, I don't think this is true. Because, yet again, your landlord sold you, or is just there to help your house, not, you know, they don't own it anymore, they're just selling it, you know?
an emergency like a fire or flood, the landlord can legally come in, even without asking. Next is one of my favorites. Police can legally enter your home without a warrant if they're chasing a suspect. It's called hot pursuit. And if they see anything illegal while they're inside, they can arrest you for it, even though you had nothing to do with the chase. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers building secret gaming rooms or hideouts in their homes. And underneath those videos, there are always comments saying
I swear to God, if this is illegal,
it's illegal or you need a permit. But in most states, there's no law against making a secret room.
most states? What happens in the other states?
As long as you're not making big structural changes. If you're just turning an existing space into a hidden room and putting a bookshelf over the door, that's usually legal. Now let's go to the backyard. One of the weirdest legal myths is that you can't bury a loved one in your own backyard. But in some states, it's allowed, as long as you follow zoning laws, file the right paperwork, and meet local health codes.
Whew, this is hard work.
Just don't do it without telling your neighbors, unless you want rumors starting. And while we're in the backyard, another legal myth, that you can burn your trash whenever you want. Not true. Most cities ban open burning unless you have a permit. But there's one.
Doesn't that make campfires illegal? Cause like I host fires stuff all the time. Well, not I host, but my mom does.
More housing law I have to talk about, and it's one of the most viral myths out there. It's called squatting. It's when someone enters and stays in a home without permission. A lot of people think the law protects squatters immediately, but it doesn't. To actually take over a property, squatters need to qualify under something called adverse possession.
Can you keep it down?
And to do that, they usually have to meet a strict list of legal requirements. Now I'm going to show you the 14 weirdest legal myths of all. First up, the citizen's arrest. A lot of people think they can say, I'm arresting you anytime someone does something wrong. But most states have strict rules. You usually have to witness a serious crime and use reasonable force. If you mess it up, you could get charged with assault, false imprisonment, or both. Did you know escaping prison isn't illegal in some countries? Places like Germany and Mexico see the urge for freedom as part of human nature. So the act of escaping prison isn't a crime, but if you assault a guard or steal a car on the way out, that's very illegal. And those acts can get you extra charges. One of the craziest myths is that people believe you only get one phone call when you get arrested. Most states allow a reasonable number of calls, which means multiple. Some jails will even let you use your own phone. One of the weirdest myths that keeps getting reposted is that you have to be in a car to use a fast food drive-thru. But that's not actually a law. You can walk through. What most people don't realize is that businesses have the right to refuse service. So if you try, they can still turn you away. What's even weirder is that in over 20 US states, you can legally take home and eat roadkill. Some even let you claim it through an app. Montana, Alaska, and West Virginia are especially chill about it, as long as you don't cause the accident yourself. Myth 42, you can't legally own a tank. Well, if it's demilitarized, it's legal. If the cannon works, you need to get an ATF permit. Owning a tank is expensive, but not illegal. Oh, and you don't legally have to report a crime just because you saw it. There's no general legal duty to call the police just because you witnessed a crime. A few states require it, but only for serious felonies, and even then, it's rarely enforced. But if you hide a suspect, destroy evidence, or help someone escape, that's accessory after the fact, which is a crime. Many think surgeons must sleep a certain amount of hours before they operate. Surprisingly, this is false. There's actually no law that forces them to rest. Hospitals might have rules or shift limits, but legally, a surgeon can operate with zero sleep. If they mess up, it's usually a lawsuit, not a crime. You'll be surprised to learn that dumpster diving is technically legal. Once trash hits the curb, it's considered abandoned, no privacy rights. But if you step onto private property to get it, or your city bans it outright, you can still get fined or arrested. Myth number 47, it's illegal to marry your step-sibling. Actually, it's totally legal, since there's no biological.
Yeah, so, you know what's weird? Because, like, if you have, like, a stepsister, right, and you're like, we should get married. Yeah, it's mostly frowned upon, because, like, technically, no. You're not legally blood related, but at the same time, they're technically biologically sisters, so it comes down to biological and general, because biologically, no, they're not related, but in the court of law, yes, they are. So it's mainly in between those where it is illegal and not illegal at the same time, which cancels out each other, so I guess it's illegal.
Connection, incest laws don't apply. Might raise eyebrows, but doesn't raise a legal issue. Number 48, opening up someone else's mail is always illegal. If you open it up intentionally, yeah, that's a crime. But accidentally opening it isn't. Think you can sit anywhere on a public sidewalk? Not always. Dozens of cities have sit-lie ordinances that ban sitting, lying down, or even placing your stuff on sidewalks during certain hours. They're controversial, but still enforced. And finally, number 50. If you find money on the ground, whether it's $100 or $1 million, most people believe it's finders keepers. But finders keepers isn't.
This is so illegal. Bro, finders keepers, losers weepers. Like, bro, let's just say, oh, I lose my pet dog and you find it and it's legally yours? Nuh-uh. I lose my kid on the street, it's legal, and you find it legally yours? Nuh-uh. Like, bro, what are people these days? Oh my god.
Isn't a real legal rule. If you find something valuable and don't try to return it, you could be charged with theft. Most states require turning it into police or making a real effort to find the owner.
Hey, Mike, I think you got this.
Because you subscribe, you can have it.
What? Oh my god.
That's insane how, like, that does it. That's actually insane. Alright, guys, if you can type in chat, pick one of these videos for me to react to. Can't be this one. I think this, yeah, Drumsy. I want to react to that one. Any, like, these three. Pick these three. This one. I don't know. Or Corpse. Corpse would be cool. Let's do... I love all these three animators. Oh. Let's do My Criminal Dogs by Haminations. Let's do it. Let's react. Let's go.
Continuing on with the case of Bryson v. Bryson on whether or not to adopt a dog, we will now hear from the plaintiff. The floor is yours. Your Honor, the defendants claim that adopting a dog will improve our mental state and make us happier is sheer lunacy. Dogs are messy, unruly animals. If allowed into our lives, this animal will shed everywhere, raid the trash cans, poop and pee in the house, and bark constantly. And the dog in question is a pit bull.
So, thing with pit bulls. They can be soft, gentle, angry, mad, and just, you know, kind of tough, but...
Do I need to bring up the statistics? This case speaks for itself. Protect our resources, Your Honor. Do not be tricked into supporting an unemployed, freeloading dog. Thank you, Mr. Bryson. Mr. Bryson, your defense? The plaintiff's claim is entirely conjecture. As opposed to them, I have concrete evidence that my client is a good boy worth adopting. Presenting Evidence A. Objection, Your Honor. Overruled. Oh, my baby boy.
Yo, putting your dog in Nikes, that's a trip, bro. Putting them in, sweatpants and, sweatshirt, that is crazy. Oh, bro. Examination's dog so... Why is Bo so cute, dude? Why are they so cute? Oh my god. Alright guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. You just gotta be right back.
Judging in favor of the defendant. Hi, I'm Bryson, and today I want to tell you more stories about this creature. And later, we'll be talking about his partners in crime, my siblings' dogs. This is Bo, my 5-year-old rescue pit bull. But he's the good kind of pit bull. He's never eaten a toddler. At least, not to my knowledge. He has Bluetooth connected to my soul, and I will love him forever. Even though he's the best dog of all time, that doesn't mean he hasn't been involved in various shenanigans, hijinks, escapades, and crimes. Let's take a look at his criminal record, shall we? To start off, let me tell you about the only fight Bo has ever been in. So, there we were at the dog park. Bo was having a grand old time frolicking with the other dogs. Then, in walks a Great Pyrenees. For anyone that doesn't know, a Great Pyrenees is basically the closest you can get to legally owning a polar bear. He was a big boy, and his name was Wallace. Now, Bo is usually good with other dogs, but sometimes when there's a dog that's bigger than him, he feels threatened and wants to establish dominance. Bo saw Wallace and immediately decided to F around, and believe me when I tell you, he found out. Bo ran over and jumped up to put his paws on top of Wallace. Wallace didn't like that. They started angrily barking and fighting, and the other owner and I quickly separated them. But Wallace wanted to set the record straight. He walked over to Bo and placed his paw on his shoulder as if to say,
Do you feel in charge?
Bo didn't like that. Bo growled and then jumped up to attack, but Wallace simply plowed into Bo and threw him flat on his back. No dog was hurt, but Needless to say, Bo got humbled that day and hasn't tried anything like that since. To be honest, he probably needed to be knocked down a peg or two. It builds character. But, you know, lots of dogs bark at each other. Let's crank it up from a misdemeanor to a felony. He steals garbage from my trash cans and then stores it outside. It's like a dragon with its hoard of gold, except it's a dog with trash. Literally, as I was writing this script, I heard him start mucking around in the bathroom trash can. I get bloody noses in the winter, and my used bloody tissues are some of his favorite things to steal for some reason. I guess he has a taste for human blood now. It's probably fine. And of course, he licks everything. His paws, his butt, my face, in that order. And he also licks my arms and legs all the time. I'm starting to agree with the theory that dogs lick us because they know there are bones underneath.
How many licks does it take to get to your center, Father?
But those are still pretty standard dog shenanigans. Let me tell you about his most diabolical crime. His magnum opus, if you will. At my old place, I noticed that Bo had started to lick the corner of my couch every so often. It was kind of annoying, but he had conditioned me to just be used to him licking everything at that point. A few weeks went by, and he kept licking the couch regularly. Finally, I decided to check it out. Expecting a toy or ball or something, I reached in and pulled out a stick of butter! He had stashed it in my couch! For weeks! As I thought about it, I felt more and more betrayed. This wasn't just normal mindless stealing. This was calculated, it was intelligent, and it was planned. He not only stole from me, but he had the foresight to stash it, hide it in plain sight, so he could savor the flavor for longer. So I'd be there on the couch petting him and loving him, unaware of him enjoying his stolen goods. And then, several times after that, I'd come home to an empty butter wrapper on my floor. And get this, as I was moving away, we took apart my bed and found another stick of butter stashed behind it. I then moved into my new house and got security cameras, and look what my camera caught! I came home and my butter tray was licked clean! The lesson you should all learn from this is that if you're within a 500-mile radius of Bo and you think you still have butter left in your house, check again. I seriously think his butter addiction is why he has such a shiny, lustrous coat. Do his crimes stop there? No! As I was settling into my new house, I finally decided to upgrade to a big, fancy bed. In my old bed, Bo always slept with me, and he had some separation anxiety, so I decided to let him join me on my new bed. The first few nights went off without a hitch. Then one night, I step out of the shower and he peed on my bed! I immediately started screaming at him and kicked him out of the room. I stripped the bed, and fortunately, my mom had encouraged me to get a waterproof sheet for my bed. I thanked my lucky stars because it was almost game over. There's no power on earth that can unpiss a mattress. It was a close call, but my mattress was safe. I marched over to Bo, shoved the pee-stained sheets in his face, and screamed, "What is this? Why did you do this? Bad dog!" Bo looked at me like he had never looked at me before. Terrified and trembling. My anger melted away and I started crying. And apologizing. Fortunately, Bo never peed on my bed again, though, because he's been banished from my room for all time. Seriously, this dog had it made! Sleeping in a king-sized bed, and somehow he fumbled it. That's on you, Bo.
Bryson, listen to me, please. Please listen. Don't turn me into a marketable plushie.
That's right. We got a new Bo plush. Isn't he the cutest thing ever? Disclaimer, Emanations is not responsible for any damages caused by the plush, such as trash hoards, piss on bedsheets, or stolen butter. Bo, do you like it? Uh-oh. Use the link in the description to pre-order it now. Okay, back to the video. On paper, all the bad stuff about dogs makes it sound like torture, but the feeling you get when they snuggle with you on the couch and give you kisses just emotionally makes it all worth it. Taking care of an unemployed freeloader who actively makes messes and ruins stuff is actually super rewarding. Who would have ever known that? Plus, he's not a human child, so he doesn't get offended when I call him stupid and stinky, so he won't need therapy later in life. But he might need physical therapy because he hurt his leg. We were at a park and I told him to go down the slide. He went down and I thought it was awesome. Then I told him to do it again so I could get it on video and...
Up there. Up. Come down the slide. Come on. Yeah, no.
and he hurt his leg. Just kidding, that was a lie. He was perfectly fine after that, not even a scratch. You want to know how he really hurt his leg? We were visiting my mom and he was walking on the hardwood at a normal speed and then he slipped and fell over and started yelping.
Sorry.
It was a freak accident and I've no idea how the slide did 0 damage and a little slip did 100 damage. Seeing my special boy have to limp around makes me so sad. Now he needs surgery to fix his leg, so I'll let you know how that goes. I will do everything in my power to help him recover. Although it is funny that despite his injury, he still steals my trash and my butter. Nothing can stop him. But still steals my trash and my butter. Nothing can stop him. But I haven't introduced you to Bo's packmates yet. Let's start with his roommate, Brayden and Kira's dog, Winston. To help you get to know Winston better, I've made a list of his pros and cons. The pros: I like when he sits in my lap, and I like the way he smells. Literally everything else about him is a con. Let's get into it. His life is literally perfect, but despite this, he grumbles and groans and complains all the time. He has everything he could possibly need and more, and yet he's always like... Winston and Bo have a love-hate sibling-esque relationship. Winston clearly doesn't understand how easily Bo could destroy him because he mouths off to Bo and attacks him all the time. I mean, look. Buddy, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself because I promise you it would take less than 10% of his power to evict you from this plane of existence. Of course I love Winston, but he could definitely benefit from an attitude check. Also, wiener dogs in general are just funny looking. Dogs were never supposed to look like this, but humans were like, hey look, through selective breeding we can turn this noble creature into a cartoon character. Bo was very easily potty trained. I looked at him and said, you go pee-pee and poo-poo outside. And he said,
Okay, I understand.
but Winston's brain is so small that potty training just doesn't work on him. He regularly poops and pees on my carpets and refuses to go outside in the dark. On multiple occasions, he has pooped right next to the dog door inside the house. He is just openly mocking me at this point. But the worst was when I moved into my new house. Everything was brand new. I was so happy. Then we discovered that Winston had peed in one of the only carpeted rooms in the house. Almost everything else was hardwood, and he purposefully peed on the carpet. My mind flooded with rage.
Destroy the child.
Oh, that sounds a little dark for you. Now, go ahead.
It'll be easy, like breaking a toothpick.
Show me.
I knew you couldn't do it, even when you have nothing to lose. You're weak. And I've outgrown you.
He also steals Bo's food all the time. Winston has literally stolen treats out of his mouth before. Hey, you know you could destroy him easily, right? I'm just making sure you know. Do with that information what you will.
I will consider these things.
But one time, the vet prescribed Bo some painkillers and mild sedatives since he hurt his leg. I put it in his food, and apparently, Winston stole it, and we found him sitting in the middle of the stairs high as a kite. It's like he started going up the stairs and forgot where he was and just stayed there.
How did we get out here in the middle of the ocean?
He is now on a diet because he was getting fat from all the theft. Even though Bo and Winston have their sibling arguments, it's still funny to see their pack mentality. Once, we were at a big dog park and Bo was playing with a Great Dane. Bo barked and Winston heard and thought Bo was in trouble, so he ran to help. Help is on the way, dear! Like, buddy, what are you gonna do against a Great Dane? Nibble his ankles? Luckily, Bo also has Winston's back. At that same park, Winston growled and barked at another big dog, and Bo got between them and was like,
What is going on here?
dude, he literally barked at me for no reason.
Oh, yeah, he does that. As you were.
I like Winston, but Bo is just objectively better in every way. Watch.
Welcome. What's your name? You're a singer? Okay. Good luck. Thank you so much for auditioning on the show and for singing such a beautiful song. And even though you haven't competed, you've already won.
Good evening. What is your name? Do you sing for a living? All right. Sing for us.
Now it's time to introduce you to Brody.